Alright, guys. Astrea in the top right side. Tuna, aka Ryung, in the bottom left side of the map. It's a PvT on the public test realm balance patch. That's right. We've got Amygdala. I said it right for the first time. I keep saying amygdala. I still have purposely, I feel like we're going to have arguments over that, even though it's so clearly amygdala, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about that because I've been talking about it too much. Let's actually talk about the game at hand. It is the public test realm. It's going to be a PvT. Now, why have we been casting so much Astrea? Because Astrea actually posts replays while no one else does. He's also been very active on the patch, and he's an incredibly creative player. So I'm not as excited to see more games of him playing Terran. I've seen a lot of Astrea's Terran play, and let's be honest, guys, he's okay. He's quite good. But if he's playing a top pro, not quite as good. When he plays Protoss on the other hand, he's so creative. He's so clever on this patch. He's so good at taking advantage of the changes. And I think he's just like kind of the cutting edge for that tricky Protoss play. Things like the energy recharge are basically tailor-made for him to do cool stuff with. Now that SCV hiding inside the command center, there is a change in this patch, by the way. The SCV moves around less randomly. Did you guys know it doesn't move every 3 seconds or anything like that? It's somewhere between like 2 and 8 seconds it moves. And then they've made it now between like, was it 4 and 6 seconds each time between each move? So it's more consistent how often the SCV moves to a different point on the building. It's still random where it moves, but basically it's just reduced randomness, if that makes sense, which I think is probably a good thing. Not a bad thing at all. Anyway, Nexus is coming in, Stargate coming down there before Warpgate. Clever way to play, well, very standard, I should say, on this patch, and another Adept coming out as well. Now, I do think these Stargate Adept openings would be legendary if we revert the Cyclone, but with the current Cyclone, I feel like, you know, on this patch, you just want to always open up with an early Cyclone, shut down the Adept, shut down the Oracle, and what you do next from there is, of course, open to interpretation. Mr. Tuna is going to go for a Hellion first. The maps on the BT are the ones they're looking at introducing? I would imagine so. They're very standard. I think they're all good, but my only criticism is they're very standard. There's no healing shrines, there's no worker-only paths or anything like that. So I know a few people are kind of like upset about that. We have noticed with map making, usually there's a much longer tail on developing those maps, making sure they're good for the ladder, and all that stuff before they get out there, but I still feel like we should just have healing shrines. You know, they got rid of the healing shrine on Ghost River. You know, I think we err on the side of caution so much. And there's a lot of people like, well, yeah, but then you're going to screw things up. People worry the world's going to burn down if anything gets screwed up. I don't know, man. If we have one map with a healing shrine in the middle or off in some corner of the map, is it really going to be the end of the world? That's going to be game changing. And people are like, well, that can't happen because we're StarCraft and we hate anything that actually is a drastic difference from what we're used to. And I just feel like after playing a lot of other games that have a little bit more randomness and adaptability, or like the procedurally generated maps in Age of Empires, I love that adaptive element of those games. And I just wish we had a little bit more of it in StarCraft, where it's hard because Blizzard has abandoned StarCraft for the most part. And, you know, we only really have the Balance Council putting in changes every now and then, and the very underfunded and understaffed Blizzard Classic Games department trying to run so many awesome games like Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2 without many people, you know, allocated to it or resources because they're a small indie company. I would say my biggest disappointment with Blizzard right now and Microsoft is actually, I thought there was hope that, you know, when they wanted to put StarCraft on Game Pass, they would invest a bit more money and maybe say, hey, let's get some devs over there and release some content for these classic Blizzard games. You know, throw out a co-op commander, throw out a small patch or something, and then do the release. Oh, damn, big Widow Mine hits. 6 probes already going down. That's big. But yeah, we've actually got Game Pass releasing StarCraft 2 in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, guys, and there is nothing special dropping with it other than news of the Balance Council trying to get a patch out in the off-season, which is something we all already predicted. So kind of a bummer to see, you know, Microsoft dropping the ball pretty hard there. But I'm sure at some point when Blizzard has a mobile StarCraft game lined up, they might actually pretend to care just to offset the massive frustration the gamers will have as a result of that. But maybe that's the next big hope for them putting some effort into StarCraft, would be basically trying to offset the rage of making gacha games and mobile games with like loot boxes and, You know, you have to sit in timeout unless you pay $4.99 for the Vespene Geyser boost pack or something like that. You guys know, just classic modern gaming stuff. Anyways, let's go back to our nice realm of StarCraft and talk about these games. So far, pretty good opening for Astrea. Even though, yes, he lost 6 probes, he kills the Widow Mines, kills the Medevacs, has a third base halfway done. I mean, it's not the fastest third base, so, and it's a pretty fast third command center, so Ryung doesn't really need to do anything aggressive. Yeah, I don't mind it actually for Ryung. It's fine. It's pretty even because you're going to be able to probe this third base up quickly, but that does involve probing. He was cutting a little bit of probe production there, was Astrea. Oracle here has some pretty good vision. He's got a stasis outside the base. Doesn't know about the third command center. That's very well hidden in the back, and this is what Astrea just does not have the info of, so he probably feels like this is more of a 2-basey build. If he knew about that third, I guarantee you Astrea's probe count would be 3 probes building non-stop. Instead, just chrono boosting Storm, making a battery at his third. He's a little more worried about a push than I think he perhaps should be. The SC2 universe has nothing to envy from the Warhammer universe except support for the game. I mean, the Warhammer universe is kind of the StarCraft universe, isn't it? StarCraft was meant to be a Warhammer game, and then that deal fell through, and they're like, no. They're not Eldar, they're Protoss. These aren't Space Marines, they're Terran. They're more rednecky. Yeah, they're rednecky. Yeah, they don't praise the Emperor, they're rednecks. Okay, we'll change that. Tyranids? No, Zerg. And you're like, okay, guys. I see what's happened here. I think they're both great franchises. I do love them. There's been a lot of really bad Warhammer games over the years, but there's been, I heard Space Marine 2 was really good. So I still haven't played that. Definitely got to get on that at some point. I've just had so many games to play. So Ryung's going to move out right now. 4th Nexus, no gases on the 3rd. How many gateways is 6? He's going at 8 gates. How many High Templar? 5 High Templar? There's no Ghost. I mean, there's no War Prism or Robo even just yet. A Stalker! Oh, he doesn't quite get it. But a lot of damage on that Raven. Stormy. Ooh, anti-missile goes down. Anti-armor missile. Stalkers and Zealots going for the YOLO. Those Marines just ran towards the High Templar. That's a Chad maneuver there from Ryung. Ryung just ran 2 Marines through the storm at the High Templar and just clicked them on a High Templar and actually got the kill. I think if Astrea just A-moved, they would have died, but Astrea was trying to like stutter step and Landstorm. Still a good fight for Astrea. 2-1 in the units lost on. Ryung finds himself now going into Ghosts, macroing on up, second forge on the way for Astrea. Now, I was asking Astrea the other day, I was like, hey, how come you guys are obsessed with attack upgrades? Like, NA ladder in GM, it's all the craze to go plus armor, and I always thought armor was way better if you're heavy zealot. And you guys are playing heavy zealot, but still going attack upgrades. And he was like, yeah, you know what? It is just way better armor for just zealots, right? I was like, well, why are we going attack first? And he's like, problem is, he's like, if you go +2 armor, no attack upgrades, when you transition to your Colossus, they're so bad. Like, you need the attack upgrades to start getting up, and they still help the zealots, but it's so when you go into Colossus, they actually do damage. Because if you're attacking with negative attack upgrades versus armor like Marauders, the Marauders just get tickled. Like, they just ignore the Colossus beams. And I was like, and I have actually had that experience in my own game. So that was a really nice bit of insight. Now, guys, here's the new Sensor Tower. The new Sensor Tower costs 100 minerals, 50 gas, super cheap, but has a massively reduced area. Overall, I call it a nerf because you just lose that amazing giant utility. Sensor Towers used to have 30 range, guys. They used to be able to spot out here. And then they've reduced it to 27, now it's 22 radius. So it's a massive reduction. Now, the best change is this minimap. Notice it shows the sensor tower who owns the vision range. So it's red rather than blue. If it was 2 Terrans playing against each other, I'm kidding, guys. The minimap looks awful. You can barely even see the circle on the minimap. Harstem and a few other people have agreed with me. They've said, yeah, revert this minimap change. You could keep the color on the map if you want. We don't mind that. But the minimap change, very hard to see what's going on. Zealot does get cleaned up in the bottom side right now. +2 attack, +1 armor. Double Colossus production is on the way. Zealot's there. 3 Zealot kills, but no. Astrea backs off. Only loses 1 of them. Of course, Mr. Ryung does snipe that. I've been casting a lot of Clem, by the way, so I apologize if I call the Terran Clem. I've just been casting so much Clem lately because he's played so many games on the patch that I am starting to see every Terran player as just Clem. I see only Clem. Nothing but Clem. Ryung, nowhere near as fast as Clem. That's the main difference between the two, is Ryung is way slower. Ryung's a technical late game guy, very good build orders, very clever, but he does not have the hand speed and coordination of Clem. Nowhere near, in fact. Him and Maru are best friends. Maru and Ryung have been hanging out for years together, teammates many times. But Ryung is usually his like build order buddy. They do a lot of thinking about StarCraft. I've seen them, you know, they go to the bathroom together, like a couple of girls, you know, they support each other there as well. They're like, you look fantastic, hon, you know, in front of the mirror. No, your Marauder build was tight. No, Cyril's just cheating, don't worry. Like, that's the sort of advice Ryung gives Maru in the bathroom. I'm kidding, guys. They are best friends, and I'm pretty sure I've seen them holding hands on multiple occasions. But that's like, that's in Korean culture, that's a bit more standard for bros to just be like, you know, a bit more touchy-feely, that sort of, maybe not holding hands, but definitely, like, they're just very chummy. Two best brothers. But Maru's a bit better mechanically. He's able to pull more stuff off. That being said, I think Ryung's relatively injury-free. Oh, Astrea might be able to just kill him now. Gets the Observer back before the turret takes it out. This is, I mean, the Planetary, I guess you can repair the Planetary and just survive. He's EMP. Gets the EMP on one High Templar, but the High Templar are reasonably well spread. There's still two more over on the right side. Astrea's going +3 attack, +2 armor. 2-2's almost finished for Ryung. Ryung does not want to fight till those upgrades are in. He does have 2 starports and 8 barracks. But we haven't seen Liberator Girth just yet, guys. No Girth for Ryung in this game. The Planetary seems like a very unbreakable position. Fusion Core does come in as well. An extra command center. It is actually really helpful to have like a friend of your own race, right? Like a really high level Terran or Protoss Zerg help you theory graph. Where the High Templar? He just flanked with the High Templar. Where did that guy just walk around the entire map and come around the ramp? But Astrea, he got too tricky with the flanking High Templar. He's got 2 more here though. Oh, Ryung chases into it. That's the power of High Templar, guys. They stop Terran from chasing. Guys, his High Templar must have walked all the way around and come down this ramp from here. What? That's so cool. That's so sick. That is actually so cool. I like that. All right, Zealot counterattack's going to try and hit down here. There's a bunker and a Widow Mine, which is with some repair could be able to defend. Stargate's air weapons on the way. And Liberator Girth now starting to upgrade. We've got a lot of cannons and batteries being added in. The rocks being opened up a little bit here and there, which is important because Astrea's taking the gold base. Needs to be able to get out there to defend the backside of that gold. Astrea does the dorkiest stuff. Yeah. Did you just say Liberator Girth? Yeah, it's a new upgrade. So it used to be, it would give them extra range when they would siege up, so you could siege it. Like, say, normally you'd have to get here to siege here, and then you could siege from back there. Now, though, when you siege, well, when you see it, you'll see it. Like, you'll immediately understand why they changed the upgrade name to Liberator Girth. You'll see it in a moment. Sensor Tower does get sniped. EMP landing on the Stalkers. Oh, here's that nice Widow Mine. Repair, Ryung, where's the repair? Oh, no, Ryung! Okay, Liberated siege. Liberated Girth isn't quite finished. They're just going to do some normal lib sieges for now on the north side. Good dodges on the storm for Ryung. Marauder lib will clean up that base. Okay, doesn't lose too many workers. Good army split. He's got to take these rocks down to get this gold base up. Observer, though, having a bit of a cheeky perv here for Astrea. Does see where that army's positioned. And remember, these sensor towers are... they're so cheap, they're still worth building. They just don't give you much warning anymore of what's going on. Okay, guys, Liberator Girth has now finished. And as you can see, yeah, that is the girth of a Liberator Zone. So, yeah, some people have, I believe my friend Jim, I was like, hey, did you see the new Liberator upgrade? And he was like, nah, bro. And I showed it to him. And he just, like, got the biggest grin on his face. He's a Terran player. And he just looked at me. He made eye contact for, I kid you, an uncomfortable amount of time. Like 4 seconds. I was like, what is it, Jim? And he just went, chode-tastic. His words, guys, not mine. Chode-tastic. And then he was the happiest day of his life seeing that. So I was like, that does describe that Liberator Zone, doesn't it? Like, you know, I was like, I don't know if I would have come up with that word. That absolutely is chode-tastic, yeah. Phoenix and cannons on the edge do deal with the Liberator harass. Oh. Hey guys, sign up to your viewer tournament. Oh, viewer tournament, guys. Oh, I should totally pick this for YouTube as well. YouTube viewers, viewer tournament this Sunday morning if you're in Australia, Saturday afternoon or evening if you're in America or Europe. Go over to my Twitch channel, type !viewer tournament to sign up. It does not matter if you have a different name as long as you're in the chat channel at the start of the tournament. Everything should be great. It's going to be on this public test realm as well, so we're going to be testing the balance changes. It's open up with all skill levels. It's a Swiss bracket format, so make sure you guys and girls sign up. And the more low-level players, especially we get in there, the better, because Swiss formats, naturally, you don't get eliminated. Just as you win, you play the winners. As you lose, you play the losers. So if you're having a bad run, you lose your first few rounds, you'll naturally play easier opponents who are also losing their games. Whereas if you're dominating everyone, because, you know, you're Serral or something and you sign up to my viewer tournament for some insane reason, then you'll only be playing other people who've won all their games by a few rounds in. So it's really nice to make things happen. Zealot's trying to come in there. SCV's going to pull away. Zealot's trying to come forward. Nice EMPs. Astrea, though, he's really just sieging him down very technically and nicely. And I think he's using a really good job of like a mixture of the Tempest, the High Templar. Still got the Colossus Immortals left over from the early game. These Libs are finally going to clean up here. The Libs do have +2 ship weapons, which is their most important upgrade. I don't know. Oh, he's cloaked the ghost, guys. He's cloaked the ghosts. Oh, I don't know if there's an observer in there. He's going to snipe the High Templar. Very nice. Snipes 2 of the High Templar and then runs away. And even bully that Stalker down. Nicely done. 3 more Tempest building. Remember, Tempests are down from 5 to 4 supply, which is a good change, but they did lose 1 anti-air range down from 14 to 13. The damage point was reduced, which means you can move and shoot them better. So very high-level players will be able to use them a bit better. Gets a feedback down before he gets sniped, but losing a bit of energy on a ghost, well worth killing a High Templar. Units lost tab is 1,000 in favor of Astrea right now, as Ryung tries to take the top left side. He's got +2 ship weapons. I mean, I feel like for Ryung, the problem is going to be like, how good is his control? Because I feel like when you get to the later stages, if you're Clem, you just win by just EMPing, microing Vikings perfectly, sieging Libs perfectly. You just beat this army through micro, but how good is the Viking control? Good EMPs did land. 1 Tempest does go down. Tempest getting some good damage. Ooh. +2 is really important for Libs because once Stalkers get EMP'd, they only have 80 hit points. And the Liberator at that point does 85 damage a shot. So it will one-shot the Stalker, no matter what the armor and attack upgrades are. Well, the armor upgrades. Dude, beautiful engage for Ryung. Catches a lot of the units. Great storm, though. Great storms! Big storms do come down for Astrea. Ryung's units move through it, but they're heavily damaged. I think he's going too deep. He eats another big storm. The cannons, the Stalkers, the Tempest, and the Colossus. And the tail end of that fight was a disaster. Oh, man. Astrea punches him right in the amygdala. Sorry, guys. Much like Chasm, Zealot, and Archon, I think amygdala is going to be my new word to trigger people who actually know how to pronounce things correctly. Tempest coming forward, taking a Viking down. Astrea's dancing back and forth. He has the supply advantage. I feel like you should just go win the game now as Astrea, but Astrea's playing a very slow Tempest style, so it's hard to push in. This is more a poking and prodding style. I want to pick off some units and see what they can do. Vikings seeing what they can handle. Ryung's just been getting blasted for the last 10 minutes, says chat. You're not wrong, guys. Oh, mama! Mama! Oh, no, not like this. This is so mean. Astrea! Oh, he's going to queen his ass right here, man. And that is a brutal move. Comes in there with the mama, recall in the main. The Lib Siege is kind of nasty. Taking a while, actually. Is this Lib Siege even working, guys? Where's the scan? Keep scanning. Keep scanning, bro. I guess Mothership's down. Dude, the Lib Siege actually kind of dealt with this. Oh, the Disruptor shots in between the buildings. Remember, Disruptors also have a slight girth increase. They do a little bit less damage to non-Protoss units, though. The Disruptor's only doing 100 damage, which means Marauders will barely survive even post-stim. That was not a great recall. I thought that would be a game-winning recall, and it ended up being a little bit less impressive. We buffed Mama, and it still doesn't shoot air. What a joke. No, the Mothership is objectively nerfed on this patch, guys. Even though they've made it much cooler, because it's a unit that's not really for fighting. Yeah, it has a few more hit points. It's not like a big nerf. It's a very small nerf, but having to spend more money for the Mothership and it taking 2 more supply, most pros are agreeing that it's probably a bit of a small nerf. I thought it does attack air, though. Does Mothership really not attack air? Chat says it does shoot it. Yeah, I was, like, shocked. I was like, it doesn't? It just doesn't do much damage is all. I mean, the Mothership, they've actually screwed it up here on the PTR. It's meant to have its damage reduced. So normally it just does 4 times 6 damage, and they're meant to change it to 4 times 4. But then they've got 4 different versions of that. So it's meant to be a total amplification of 3 times the overall damage output. They've accidentally left it at 6 damage per beam, which means the mothership is doing 16 times 6 at the moment, guys. So it's actually able to do a lot more damage, 4 times more damage than the previous mothership, which is really cool. Here we go, guys. Marines, Ghosts, and Marauders and Vikings backing off right now. That Chode Raider in the bottom right. Wait, what? What am I looking at? Guys? Oh, it's out of vision. It's out of vision. He can't see the probe even though it's in zone. Wait. Was that ever an issue with lib range before? Wait. What? It's so... Guys. Can you imagine being so well endowed you can't see the end of it? That's insane. I've heard of like really obese people not being able to see it because their view's blocked. But imagine looking down and it's so far away. Like, Terran players need glasses to see the tip now or something. What the hell, man? That's so funny. Oh! And he mistimed it. Never mind. Oh my god, the Marines even killed the Tempest. Astrea just messed that up so bad. He missed the Disruptor shot timing, and he loses a Tempest to the Marines that came out of the stasis. Ryung jumps on him, punishes him for being a little bit silly there. Oh my gosh, that was a really funny interaction. Damn, dude. To be fair, I'm so blind, guys. I have a very high prescription of my glasses. I'm pretty sure if I take my glasses off, I can't see the end either. Anyways, everything's a bit blurry. Yeah. Just remember, if I compliment you being handsome or something while not wearing glasses, I'm basically saying the blurry shape that you are is handsome. It's very disingenuous, you know. Zealot's getting cleaned up by the libs. Pretty good cleanup there for Ryung. Ryung is down 3,000 resource and units lost though, and Astrea's starting to take these forward bases. Mass cannon battery to High Templar is such a scary thing for sieging your bases down. He's got to deny this bottom middle base getting up. He's absolutely got to deny that. I think Ryung, you know, he's still got a little bit of bank. He definitely needs more gas. He's got to put guys on that gas, for instance. Oh, Dark Templar moving past. There's no turret down here. These Dark Templar could cause problems, and here comes Oracles. Did those Oracles just turn on their laser beam? Like a few of them did. Tempests. Oh my god, where are the High Templar? High Templar coming forward. High Templar, he needs a storm. He needs a storm. He goes for feedbacks. Oh, Astrea going for the 300 IQ feedbacks. Throws a zoning storm on the Ghost, but quite a few Tempests just went down, guys. 13 Tempests have died this game for 27 Vikings. Bottom right side, Astrea going to D-Town. Dark Templar, did they just blink in the main or did they walk in, guys? Did he blink into the main base? I don't know if he walked in or blinked in. Either way, he's causing a big distraction for Ryung to deal with. He's got more High Templar here as well. The Zealot Stalker can kill this. Remember, Planetary, it does have building armor upgrade, so it's going to be 4 armor, but it would have been 5 pre-patch, so yeah, it helps a little bit. It would have gone down pre-patch or post-patch, to be fair, in that scenario. So Ryung loses his top left. He does deny Astrea's bottom middle base, but definitely feels like Astrea with a much bigger bank, and he is the one who is mauling Ryung in this game. Templar do go down there as well. Marauders and Ghosts coming through the middle. That base has only about 800 gas left on it, and this Observer is giving great vision for Astrea. Army size, Tuna, aka Ryung, way ahead. He's also got 6 orbitals, which gives him a good amount of scans. Not full map hacks, can't really afford to drop a lot of mules or anything, but good vision. Unfortunately, he doesn't know the army's right here. These sensor towers aren't giving enough vision. Uh-oh. This command center is looking very exposed right now, gang. Very exposed. He sees the army now. He's just going to stim and go for it. He says, I'm spread well enough. Let's go. The Bio, the Vikings. They walk into the stasis traps. You absolute monkey units. This is one of my biggest pet peeves, guys. If you don't specifically target them and there's enemy army nearby, on an attack move, your army will run into a stasis trap and get frozen because they don't consider the stasis trap an attacking unit. It's so annoying. It makes me so angry. I'm like, come on, guys. I can't click on that in a big battle. Tempest getting taken down by the Viking Stalker. Zealot dealing with the ground army. This is a real close fight. The Libs are facing this way and that way. Their Liberator zones are not covering everything. And it does look like Ryung crushed through this fight, guys. This was actually a really good battle despite eating the stasis trap. Astrea, oh man, he's in trubs. He's actually in trubs. He's been, oh my god, is he dead? Is Astrea dead? His bank's gone. His bank is gone. He's got less income. His bank's gone. Is this, oh my gosh, is this classic Astrea, guys? Oh no, I think we might see the return of Throw Astrea in this game. Oh no. I mean, this is something he's had this problem against Beyond a lot, where when the game drags on, he ends up inevitably taking a really bad fight. And I mean, there's criticisms we can make. He definitely didn't play it perfectly, but I think people would also say, well, you know, that's why Protoss is so weak in late game. It's too easy to take these bad fights. Up to you guys how you interpret that. But this is definitely an ongoing pattern I've seen in Astrea's games, and I feel like Ryung's just fighting like a beast, getting back in it. He's going to deny the top left, which is such an important base. If he snap recalls, maybe, but Astrea's not quick enough. Oh, he does. He's going to recall it. Run, Ryung. Ryung's not watching. Okay, he does. Gets out of that. Good save there. Gets yourself a command center as well. That's a super worthwhile recall there for Mr. Astrea. He's got 10 Tempests now, guys. 10 Tempests is the absolute max you want to go. That is 40 supply of Tempests. Their damage output is rather meager. It is their range that makes them a decent investment. Liberator hitting the bottom right as well. Really disrupting Astrea's income. It's time to go win the game for Ryung. Don't even give Astrea time to rebuild and recover. He's got a lot of gas. He's got a lot of Archons in his army. Oh, there's not many ghosts. You know what? Archons are actually good right now because there's so few ghosts. Archons are really bad against heavy ghosts, but there's not many. Disruptors go out. The balls! He's pulling the boys right now, guys. It's a 26-minute boy pull, but the boys are cowards. They're hiding. Now they're going to try and join the fight. The Archons are helping out a lot. The Colossus helping out a massive amount in the back. The Archons trying to do what they can. More Archons morphing. It's Archon Tempest Colossus trying to hold on against an onslaught of Terran, but the bio is very wounded, and those Archons tanking on the front line, doing the work. Oh, he just needed more ghosts, but he lost too many ghosts in the previous fights. That is brutal, mate. Liberator still denying the bottom right side. That was, I mean, it made sense to commit to an attack, but once he saw the Archons, he needed to quickly change his mind and pull out. He needed to wait for more ghosts. Archons become dead weight supply once there's enough ghosts, but Ryung just has no gas, chat's pointing out. Yeah, I mean, he just only has this gas. He had a few ghosts queued up, but yeah, he's very broke. And it feels bad to let Astrea steal the minerals up there. But it was actually, in hindsight, the better choice, right? It was the better choice. Let him steal that top left base. You focus on mining the bottom side, improving your army, and picking the correct engagement, because attacking into the Mass Archon without many ghosts was not it. 2 SCVs fighting that probe. 2v1. Let's go, son. Man, armor and shield upgrades. Workers don't benefit from attack upgrades, but they do get armor and shields, guys. Which is why workers are hilariously low on damage later on in the game. Like you can see here, +3 shields on the buildings. So the SCV's doing 2 damage in a hit. It's kind of funny. It's one of the rare times where, because Protoss buildings, I guess in the very late game are better than other teams' buildings, right? Because they're the only ones that get armor upgrades effectively. It's kind of funny. I never really thought about that before. I mean, it's not really an important thing, but yeah, it's just kind of funny to think about. Zealot's going to take a little bit of damage. Astrea's on 82 army supply. Ryung's on 90. That doesn't actually seem that good for Astrea. What's he on? 7 Tempests? Gets the Observer that was sitting there this whole time. He needs an Oracle so he can try and snipe this. Astrea is very pre-spread. I like the pre-spread, guys. Gotta say, I really do like that. This one SCV controlling the Watchtower. Zealot will clean it up. Ooh. Oh, Ghost comes forward. Nice. Tempest, feedback, Observer, all doing the work there. You gotta save that ghost energy. You need as many EMPs as you can possibly get. I think Ryung realizes, like, this is such a hard spot. If I was him, I think I'd try to flank with half my army to broadside this, because you're just so clumped up right now. It's so scary. And definitely decloak that ghost on the top left. Save that energy for more EMP. Up here, we have a misplaced Liberator. There we go. Guys, did he get servos? Oh, he got servos! These Liberators are sieging and unsieging much faster. Guys, for those who don't know, transformation servos now makes libs siege and unsiege much faster. It's like 22, 25%, something like that. Pretty powerful. You could see it as he was repositioning just how big that is. And guys, they should give observers a Baneling self-destruct mechanic that hits air and ground. I want the drugs that you're on, man. Probes recalling. He's going to give up the top left. Astrea said, you know what? I can't defend this base. Let's focus on the bottom right. That's where, because if I win this fight, I deny this base, I win this game. And look at that, guys. Disruptor plus Tempest. Great combo. And you can see he hits the 2 Marauders, but they don't die. They're both on 25 hit points. So they survive that shot. But look at that. Gets the orbital. Big snipe. This is super worth it for Astrea. Astrea choosing a recall from the top left and abandon that position. Very mature choice. And now he's got income. Ryung does not. This is massive. He's chasing after him with the Tempest, and he's doing some good stuff. I could see the unsiege faster, but the siege looks the same speed. Oh, I don't know, man. I think they both happen at different speeds normally. So, yeah. It's hard to say. Ooh, good EMP. 3 High Templar EMP'd. One of them does go down. Tempest Disruptor Shot, sorry, goes out, lands on nothing. Another Disruptor Shot does hit a Marauder. Viking goes down to Tempest. Very nice. Ooh. SCV's going to the top left. Okay, so that's going to be Ryung's lifeline economically. Essentially, it all comes down to him taking a perfect fight. Now, Astrea has shown he can lose from this scenario before. Oh, that's what he needed. Nice feedbacks on the Ghost. There's one Ghost left with EMP. He has 2 EMPs on a single Ghost. Oh, no. Ryung is in so much trouble. And every time those Tempests come forward and grab themselves a unit, oh, the Observer giving vision is so big. Gets another medevac. Scanned right now. He's going to pull his probes away because there's Marines down there. Tempest picking off a Ghost. Pick off another Ghost. He's running. Oh, good storm, good storm, good storm. Another storm goes down. High Templar does fall. Tempest taking down the Vikings, though. There's not enough Vikings to really scare those Tempests away. There's no EMP left. There's no EMP. Disruptors, Archons, Colossus, and now Storm on top of the front rank of Marines. Ryung cannot keep up, and Astrea bowls him over. So Astrea is still definitely suffering some late game problems, but we are seeing the new Tempest is definitely a little more microable with the move and shoot. The supply change is really good for it. Astrea was still miles ahead, and still this game had a few moments where he almost lost it though. And I wonder, yeah, I don't know. I like to think about when I cast a game like this, what the comment section will be. I think there'll be people saying, you know, the big comment I've seen a lot of is like, you know, well, how are we not touching the Ghost? Like, it's just too good, see? And, you know, I'm still on the fence about the Ghost. Like, I'm not... sometimes I'm like, I really want the Ghost to get just changed and nerfed, and why is it such a good, well-rounded combat unit? Like, that's crazy. But then other times I'm like, man, if you take it away, like, it is a very important part of Terran late game. So it's fascinating. There's just so many things to think about. I think I need to do like a deep dive on the Ghost and really make like a long video thinking about its place in all the matchups. And because I do think people are probably pointing out some really good problems with it, while some other people are maybe exaggerating those problems a little bit. Either way, really good multi-purpose usage by the units for Astrea. I feel like because a lot of this new map pool, though, speaking about the map pool and how it influences balance, is quite well spread. I feel like against a guy like Clem, who's so good at micro and mechanics, I think it's going to be hard to get value out of the Tempests, because they are still very, very vulnerable. Like, they're very fragile units that can die quite easily when they get shot. And I feel like it's going to be really hard to simplify it. Because Ryung's not that fast, he was kind of playing Astrea's game of let's just fight front on in one spot. But if Clem's out there attacking 2 places at once and forcing a more interactive, high-paced game, I wonder if any Protoss player can really use this sort of Tempest Disruptor Storm style effectively against that. Only time will tell. Either way, GG, well played. Hope you guys enjoyed this game between Astrea and Ryung. And I'm going to really prioritize getting some more Zerg games up on the new balance patch as soon as possible. So look forward to those coming out soon. See you next time. Goodbye and good night.